In 2005, a fourth Rayman game entered development for the Wii. It was supposed to be an open-world Wii launch title that starred zombie-like rabbits as antagonists. Judging by this concept trailer, not only was this person having a very bad hair day, but the game was supposed to have a very dark tone. And then they realized, oh shoot, this is the Wii, and they turned the game into a minigame compilation, Rayman Raving Rabbids. And this decision was made very late into the game's development, and you can tell how rushed it was. Even just putting in the disc. Is this a joke? You can see the white spaces around Rayman. How was this acceptable? After booting up the game, I named my save file H because I wasn't about to waste my time typing Carter with these awful motion controls. And speaking of the motion controls, here's a clip of me attempting to draw a banana in this minigame with the Wii motion controls. It really dawned on me how bad the motion controls were in this game when I got to this cowboy minigame. This is the point where I gave up on the game. The fact that the motion controls are atrocious is not in any way helped by these rabbit gunners. They hold guns and shoot plungers at you, and they never miss unless you block them, and they take down a lot of damage. So overall, while having some pretty fun minigames and a very bad control scheme, Rayman Raving Rabbids would have been much better off as Rayman 4. And Rayman Raving Rabbids was ported to other, much more powerful systems. So what was stopping them from continuing development of Rayman 4 on those systems? Anyways, Rayman Raving Rabbids gets a 2.5 from me. Rayman Raving Rabbids turned out to be a surprise hit, selling over 16 million copies. And because of this, many sequels were released. Each and every game became less distant from the Rayman brand until the Rabbids became their own thing. The first game to star just the Rabbids was Rabbids Go Home on the Wii in 2009. And for the first game to star the Rabbids and only the Rabbids, this game is really good. Unlike its predecessors, Rabbids Go Home is an adventure game, and despite being on the Wii, it has little to no motion controls. The story follows the Rabbids as they go around collecting objects to stack so they can get to the moon. 10 out of 10 plot. The OST is comprised of original tracks and licensed ones that play throughout the levels. You see, this game's levels take place in city areas like malls and offices, so they play licensed music that fit the areas well. And speaking of which, the levels are super well designed. There are hazards like these cacti, but you know immediately that you cannot collect them and that they're usually dangerous. So overall, Rabbids Go Home is a 5 out of 5 game. If you're looking for a great Wii game to play, I definitely recommend this one. After Rabbids Go Home's release, the Rabbids franchise returned to their party game roots, with Rabbids Travel in Time on the Wii in 2010 and Rabbids Land on the Wii U in 2012. Rabbids Land was the Rabbids' first and last game on the Wii U. Why? Because it sucked. It is so boring, and with some of the minigames, it's so much harder for one person, but for the other, it's a total breeze. For example, in this minigame, if you put the Wii U gamepad up to a fan, it is literally impossible for the other person to win. If you want a good Rabbids board game, just play the Rabbids DLC from Monopoly Plus. Overall, despite its shortcomings, when the Rabbids series has good games, it has very good games. I don't feel like it's been oversaturated as much as people describe it to be. I mean, there was a TV show, but it's definitely not as bad as the oversaturation of the Minions. Shoot. What's that? A nuke! Get down!